Red Bull has potentially exploited a loophole that has allowed them to gain more wind tunnel time despite their cost cap punishment. I'm Alex Harrington, let's get into it right now. In my last video, I talked about the upgrades Red Bull have brought to the Hungarian Grand Prix, and it looks as though they're working, with the team estimated to have the best race pace after practice session analysis. A quick overview: they've opened up the cooling around the front and rear brakes, changed the detailing around the floor edge, but the biggest change comes in the shape of their new slim pods, which have a letterbox opening that reduces drag while increasing the cooling efficiency of the car. And this is where our focus is this video. The side pod is the area which has sparked a comment from Sam Collins of F1 TV. 2021 saw Red Bull breach the cost cap, and with that a 10% reduction in wind tunnel time this season. On top of this, they won the 2022 Constructors' Championship, so they started with only 70% of the total allotted wind tunnel time. So heading into 2023, with only 63% of the total time, we didn't expect Red Bull to continue to bring upgrades throughout the season. So far, they've actually done just that, with several large upgrades over the first 11 races. Collins believes this is down to them exploiting a loophole in the rules. This is what he said, and it's a long one, so bear with me. What Red Bull have done here is quite interesting, because they've read the rulebook, and that's a really important thing to do. So by changing the side pod duct, what they've also managed is everything that's underneath the side pod, all of the coolers, all of the radiators, all those heat exchangers, everything related to cooling the power unit has been changed. And the regulations are really interesting on this point, because when you change those parts, when you develop new radiators, you develop new ducting underneath the bodywork. That does not come out of your wind tunnel or CFD testing allocation. You've got absolute freedom. You can spend as long as you like in the wind tunnel developing the radiators, developing the ducting to the radiators, as long as it's related to cooling the power unit. They're not allowed to put any force measurement, so they can't measure how much downforce they may be generating, but they can measure the flow through the side pod. They can measure the temperature. They can measure the different air pressures throughout the side pod. So they can learn a huge amount about how these new side pods will be working. And that's what they've been doing. That's how they've been able to introduce this dramatic upgrade to the car. Now, this is obviously going to put the cat amongst the pigeons, but whether you agree or not, this amazing sport that we love rides on how well teams can exploit the rulebook and find these loopholes. The fastest cars and the best teams have always done this, and it's the FIA and F1's responsibility to monitor this. As they say, don't blame the player, blame the game, but if you watched FP3, you'll see that despite this, Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton actually topped the timesheets. Whether this is a reflection of race pace, I don't know. I would suspect not. But with several teams now starting to slowly catch up to the Milton Keynes team, we could be in for a great rest of the season. What are your thoughts on Red Bull's cost cap penalty? Was it strong enough in the first place? Let me know in the comments. And while you're down there, please like and subscribe. For daily news, rumours and editorials, go to f1briefings.com, the largest F1 website in America. I've been Alex Harrington. See you in the next video.